survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chicago Children's Choir alumni.
Your hands. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow. I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrows. Oh, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. to lean on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and all the and the home of the brave, brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our MC for the evening, Mr. Ro Khan.
Thank you very much for being here, and welcome to the 9th annual Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Valor Awards. It's been 2 years since we've been able to be together. Yeah, please be seated. It's been 2 years since we've been able to actually be in a room together, and a lot has happened in these last 728 days. COVID, as we all know, ravaged the nation. Chicago was not spared. 6,000 Chicagoans have died so far from COVID since the pandemic began. Destroyed businesses, deeply affected our economy, deeply affected our psyche. It left our streets empty for months. and that was taken advantage of. Those streets have now become far more dangerous, in fact, than they've really ever been, at least in my lifetime, and probably in all of yours. Riots and looting, skyrocketing violence, murders are up, shootings are up, vehicular hijackings are up 130% since the pandemic started. And despite what we hear in the news and from the halls of government, from LaSalle Street to Springfield to Washington, the problem is not the police. We in this room, the police among us and the supporters of the police, know that this is the thinnest of blue lines, and it stands between our civilization and anarchy. And when that radio crackles and the call of shots fired is heard, those of you in this room and those who are on the street right now run toward the danger, not away. Tonight we're going to honor these brave, duty-bound men and women who did not retreat, did not walk away, instead leaned in. Now, I've been a part of this organization since almost its inception, and it's been an honor of a lifetime to be able to stand up here every year and do these awards. But it was an amazing thing over the years before I crossed into this side of the blue line from that side of the blue line. I would often see officers on the street, and I'd say, because we give away vests as part of our mission, the Behind the Vest mission. You'll hear about that a little bit later on tonight. And I say, hey, did you get a new vest? Or did you take advantage of this? And it was always surprising to me because I'd have officers who would say, well, I'll get to it, I'm not worried about it, or whatever it was. And I never fully understood that. And it made me think about how officers consider the job that they do, and do they actually consider the dangers of the streets? And it struck me that they don't, because now I understand, better than I ever thought I would, that it's really about the selflessness of giving back to the community. When those shots are fired and you have to run toward them, as many of you in this room have, and there will be men and women out there tonight doing exactly that same thing. They're doing it because they have to. They're not thinking about their own personal safety. They're not thinking about anything other than go getting that bad guy, protecting their partners and protecting the community. And as we all know from experience and from training, hesitation kills. But then the night comes, and whenever that night is for officers, whether it's at midnight or at 9 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when you're laying your head to rest, those images then come into your mind. The adrenaline drains out, and you think about what it was that you might have just gone through a few hours before. And that's when the bargaining begins. Was it really that dangerous? What if it had happened a second later, or a foot closer to me? Or what if my family never sees me again? And that is where the heroism begins. Because at that moment is the moment where that man or woman has to decide, am I going to get up and do this all over again tomorrow? And overwhelmingly, Chicago police have stood up and done that overwhelmingly the next day and the next day and the next day. There were 56 reports of Chicago police officers shot at last year. Now, we know that that is not an accurate number. Tonight, we honor 12 officers shot in the line of duty, and the family of one officer, Ella French, who 2 months ago today laid down her life on the streets she swore to protect. Please now welcome Chicago Police Chaplain, Father Dan Brandt.
She laid down her life. Great words right from Scripture, of course. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life, not only for one's friend, but for complete strangers, and for the order and normalcy and an end to chaos and anarchy, and for keeping that blue line intact. And we know that Ella, we can be certain, our faith assures us that she is where she belongs right now, in that heavenly reward where we hope to one day meet her again, if, Phil Klein, you clean up your act. We also tonight are mindful of, as Ro mentioned, all those who are out there working this very moment. We pray that they remain safe, and those who replace them at midnight or whatever time they replace them, likewise remain safe, and so on and so on. The song that was sung a few moments ago, one of my favorites, Lean on Me, is something we do tonight. The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation leans on you, leans on our supporters. I'm proud to say I'm a member of the board of directors of this incredible institution, and I can speak on behalf of it when we say we would never be able to do what we do without leaning on you. So tonight, as we do exactly that, we ask you in your generosity and your kindness and your constant support of this amazing institution, continue to support us and the great work that we do for those amazing people out there. Today, on this day in history, I'm a little bit of a history buff. Do you know that today, on this very date, October 7th, the moving assembly line was debuted by the Ford Motor Company? Anyone know the year? I'll give you a hint. It's somewhere between 1912 and 1914. On this day in the year 1913, the moving assembly line was introduced. And interestingly, if the guy installing the doors wasn't there that day, the whole line would be shut down. If the guy installing the windows that day, if the guy installing the springs, the struts, the shocks, the tires, they couldn't operate. They couldn't function. Teamwork was key to the rolling assembly line. And teamwork is key in what we do tonight. Those officers working this very evening, our elected officials, so many of whom do great things to help the cause of law enforcement. The supervisors, many of whom are here tonight, those in white shirts who keep things in line, keep things intact, and those of you who support this whole operation. It couldn't work without all of us working together. We are an assembly line. And thank God for every person in that line. Thank God for everybody in this room. And thank God for the mission and the work of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation. Thank you for making everything that they do possible. Finally, I thought it would be fitting as we honor 595. Of course, we honor tonight a handful of brave officers, one who can't be with us, as we know. But I'd also like to remember the 595 names who are inscribed on our memorial wall adjacent to Soldier Field. And it'll be fitting now to offer a moment of silence for them. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May they rest in peace, and may their souls and the souls of all the faithful departed, especially those who have died in service to others, rest in peace. And can I get a loud amen? People, can I get a loud amen? Amen. God bless you. Thank you.
I'd like now to introduce the Mayor of Chicago, the Honorable Lori Lightfoot.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here to pay tribute to our city's heroes and applaud their remarkable valor. Our Chicago police officers answer a high calling to serve and protect our city, all while knowing the risks and dangers that come with it. These dangers don't just include physical ones. They also include threats to their psyche and their spirit. Despite all this, our officers still choose to respond to residents experiencing their worst days. Those officers respond with courage and compassion. It takes an extraordinary, selfless heart and mind to run into the face of these dangers in order to keep all of us safe. We are incredibly lucky and fortunate that brave men and women have answered this call to create a safer and better Chicago. Our city cannot and will not be at its strongest without their heroism and service. That's why it's important for us to come together like this to honor and uplift our officers and their bravery and to say thank you. I hope that by acknowledging and expressing our deep gratitude for their service, that they know and feel our city's admiration and respect. Let me congratulate and thank the officers receiving tonight's Valor Award. Each of your contributions to our city shed light on our darkest days and truly keeps us moving forward toward a brighter tomorrow. Your service also gives us comfort in knowing that when we call for help, against all odds, you will be there to answer that call. Among tonight's recipients, as Roe mentioned, is Officer Ella French, who paid the ultimate sacrifice in service to our city. And while we are posthumously honoring her today, we must continue to keep her and her family in our thoughts and prayers moving forward. We are also recognizing her partner tonight, Officer Carlos Llanes, and let us pray for his recovery and that he and his family find peace and comfort in this very difficult time. I want to also thank the Golden Vest Award recipients, the Mullins family, for their contributions to keep our department safe, strong, and vibrant, as well as acknowledge the bravery and selflessness of all of our officers' families. We've said it before, and it bears repeating. When our officers leave their homes to respond to their duty on their watch, every single one of them has the right to return home safely at the end of their watch. Every family of a police officer understands and knows the sacrifice firsthand. So let us also be grateful and thankful for the families who sacrifice so much, but understand that that selfless and that service go towards making sure that every one of our residents enjoys the reality of safety. As we thank our first responders, let's not forget to make sure that we're standing with them every step of the way. People ask me all the time, American, what can we do in support? A simple thank you to every officer that you see across our city on every beat goes a long way in acknowledging their sacrifice. I also want to thank the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and the incredible leader, former Superintendent Phil Klein, for all the work that you're doing to continue to keep the memory of our fallen heroes alive. I want to thank the Gold Star families as well. We owe them a debt of gratitude that we need to keep front and center in our minds so that they know that they are never forgotten. I want to make sure that we honor and thank them for supporting our police officers and families. And thank you for everything that you've done to make our city a safer and better place. It's my honor now to introduce the superintendent of our police department, David Brown. I want you to know that Superintendent Brown, in particular, has made officer wellness one of the pillars of his strategic plan for the department, and notably has proposed a historic increase in funding for officer wellness for the department's FY22 budget. I was happy to support the superintendent's vision for making sure that we do a much better job of providing the resources that our officers need to address the stress and the trauma that they experience on a daily basis. We must do more for our officers, and I appreciate the superintendent's vision, but also his leadership on this important issue. Being the superintendent of the second largest police force in the country is one of the toughest jobs in the country. And Superintendent, I want to say, as you know, but in this forum, that we remain steadfast in our support of you and our department. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Superintendent David Brown to the podium.
Tonight, we honor some of our city's finest officers and ATF agents, men and women who have dedicated their lives to serving and protecting the people of Chicago. Policing is truly more than a profession. It is a calling and an honor to be a public servant. The officers and our federal partners we are honoring tonight have shown their unwavering commitment to being called to serve and protect the public despite the long hours and personal sacrifices that every officer makes. This year, the Valor Awards honors 13 exceptional officers and federal agents. I want to start by personally thanking them for their commitment. I also want to thank former Superintendent Phil Klein. Phil, thank you. Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and every other Chicagoan who has supported our officers during this unprecedented time for law enforcement. Thank you so much for your support. We are proud to honor and recognize our brothers and sisters in blue who show incredible courage on the job. They continue to step up and serve, coming to work every day and risking everything. The Valor Awards honor these heroes who are committed to making our city a better place. And I want to close by saying it struck me the choice of the title of the award, Valor. The dictionary says it's just bravery and courage, but our Bible tells us it's more than that. Valor is actually from a story of Gideon in the Bible who got together 300 soldiers against great odds, outnumbered, wasn't expected to win. Valor is more than bravery and courage. It goes a step beyond what's expected of each and every one of us. It is a spirit. It is a mindset to overcome during the most difficult circumstances that we face as humans. And it is quite appropriate that these awards are named Valor. Nobility is at the top of the description for what these men and women do every day, selflessly sacrificing all of what they have to protect others who may not even appreciate their sacrifice. So again, thank you to you, all of you awardees, for your valor, for your nobility, for your bravery, and for your courage. Against all odds, you are exceptional. Thank you, and I salute you. And now I'll bring up Phil Klein to address the audience. Phil?
Father Brandt and I were here a little bit early today, and we decided to take a walk. So we walked down towards the Dan Ryan Expressway, and there was a homeless person on the expressway ramp begging for money from the cars, and you could see that his shoe was not worn through. In other words, every time he took a step, his shoe flapped. And I looked over, and Dan reached into his pocket and pulled out a wad of money with a rubber band around it. And he gave the rubber band to that guy and said, "Here, fix your shoe." Good evening, and thank you all for joining us for our annual awards dinner. Tonight, we honor and thank Chicago's finest. That includes our police officers and the generous donors who help the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation fulfill its mission. As our foundation, it's our job to support Chicago police officers and their families. We would not be able to do all we do without the incredible support of you, our donors. I'd like to recognize all our generous sponsors who have made tonight's event possible. You've seen their names up on the board, and they'll be back up there again. But especially Absolute Production Services and Clifford Law Offices. I want to thank them. I'd also like to thank Bill Condon and the other members of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Executive Board for their hard work all year. They're volunteers, and they come in here once a month and make sure that the money goes to the police. So thank you for doing that. All of you, by your presence tonight, are recognizing the vital, hard-working police officers so our city can thrive, and we thank you. If we can do anything to make officers safer, we will. To date, CPMF has purchased 11,250 vests as part of our Get Behind the Vest program, with an additional 500 currently ordered. These vests have saved the lives of several police officers. But first and foremost, our mission involves being there for the families that have sacrificed so much themselves. You're aware of the assistance we provide to the family of fallen Chicago police officers. We're there to help offset the financial burden families face and help the children of fallen officers to pursue their dreams through education. To date, the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation has provided $15.6 million to Chicago police officers in need. And we've provided more than $3 million in tuition and educational assistance to Gold Star families. But our foundation is as much about what we do as it is what we stand for. We believe that nothing is more important than supporting the families and children of fallen and catastrophically injured officers. We believe that recognizing the sacrifice our heroes have made for our safety is our duty. Every day, the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation strives to deliver on our commitment to never forget. And quite simply, we would not be able to keep our promise to the families of our heroes without your support, friendship, and generosity. So on behalf of every Gold Star family, every child of a fallen Chicago hero, it is my honor to say thank you. Tonight, 11 Chicago police officers and 2 ATF agents will receive the highest Chicago Police Department Foundation's honor, the Valor Award. 11 of these officers were shot while protecting our city. 2 of these officers returned fire and apprehended the shooters in situations you'll hear about in just a moment. One of these officers cannot be with us tonight, but we remember Officer Ella French. She was conducting a traffic stop with her 2 partners when she was shot and killed. Only 29 years old and 3 years on the job, we will never forget Officer Ella French. Each one of these officers woke up that morning, put on their star, and reported for their tour of duty. They were simply doing their job. It just so happens that that job puts their life on the line to protect others. It takes an extraordinary person to do that. And we are honored to be able to acknowledge the bravery and courage these officers portray. While there are 13 officers being honored tonight, there are an additional 13,000 out on the streets who would run towards danger while everyone else runs away. To all our Chicago police officers, thank you. At this time, please direct your attention to the screens at the side of the stage to learn a little more about the situation our honorees faced.
Defund the police.
Defund police departments.
Defund the police.
Many are now demanding departments be defunded, dismantled, or outright abolished.
Defunding police. It's the new catchphrase that has gained steam across the country, including here in Chicago.
12 Chicago police officers have been shot this year. 46 officers have been shot at.
We have an officer shot, 207 North LaCrosse, 200 North LaCrosse. Offender is still at large.
The crisis started with a shots fired call.
As our officers were responding, an offender shoots at one of our officers, hitting her in the hand.
The alleged shooter eventually surrendered, investigators tweeting out this photo of what they say is the pistol used during the incident.
Starting off with some breaking news from the southwest side. That's where a Chicago police officer and an armed suspect have both been shot.
I got him! Breaking on this Hour 18 dramatic video just released from the morning a gunman shot two Chicago police officers.
Andrew, get your hands out of your pocket. Dude, stop. Get your hands up. Come on.
And then gunfire. Two officers ended up shot. One officer was shot in the hip and shoulder, the other in the hand. They fired back, hitting the gunman in the leg. Everyone survived. Police say they recovered a gun from the scene.
We have an officer injured and we're just trying to determine the injury.
I need a second ambulance over here to take a look at another officer possibly hit.
A large crowd gathered in South Austin before 2 a.m. celebrating the 4th of July.
One, a commander, and another, a sergeant, were dispersing the crowd at 148 North Long when they heard shots and then felt pain. One officer was shot in the foot area, the other in the upper thigh.
Chaos erupted at the crack of dawn.
We need an ambulance. We got 3 POs tied right in front of this station.
2 federal agents and a police officer shot and wounded in an unmarked car.
This is a very challenging time to be in law enforcement, but they are rising to the challenge.
Officer down. I got an officer down, 10-1, 10-1, 6-3 in Bell. Officer down, shots fired at the police.
Today is a difficult day of mourning in the city of Chicago. The police department is grieving the loss of 29-year-old officer Ella French as prayers pour in for another officer still fighting for his life in the hospital.
I have 2 children, Ella and Andrew. They are my heart. Today I am here with half my heart.
Elizabeth French displayed incredible strength as she spoke in front of a sea of law enforcement, painting a beautiful, intimate portrait of her relationship with her 29-year-old daughter, who she adopted when Ella was just 8 months old.
The 29-year-old described as a bubbly personality and a cop dedicated to making a difference. Her partner, Carlos Yanez, continues to recover.
A family of blue understanding a final farewell is final.
Be willing to lay everything down, even to the point of laying down our lives for our great community members. You know what? That's why I'm here. That's why we're here.
I close with the words I always told Ella as she headed into work. Be careful and be safe.
Not a dry eye in the house there. And there will continue as is. I hope you have your Kleenex ready because we have some other moments coming here. And Phil is now going to come up and help us present the awards to the officers. We'd also like Superintendent Brown to join us. And when you hear your name, just come forward, please. Officer Cristel Torres. Officer Guillermo Gama, Jr. Officer Michael Kosurka. Officer Julio Garcia. Officer Mark Nakayama. Deputy Chief Patrina Wines. My fault. Not in attendance tonight, Sergeant Joseph Lasowski and Officer Patrick Bowery. Agent Paul Dow. Agent Jessica Sally. Officer Josh Blass. And joining us right now, by way of FaceTime, Officer Carlos Yanez. Accepting on behalf of the family of Officer Ella French, Police Officer Mirabelli. Gentlemen, I'm going to raise some money now. You can sit down, but take your wallets out before you actually sit down. Help me out just a little bit here. Where's my guy? Where's Chris? Here we go. Chris Hensley, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be our auctioneer.
Good evening, everybody. How are you this evening?
Oh, come on now, people.
Yeah, I think we can do better than that, right, Ro?
But, I mean, we've been sitting, I know, everybody's been on their best behavior now for like 45 minutes. And some of you did not drink enough at the bar before you got here. But right now, we're literally going to pick you up by your ankles and shake you till every last dime is out of your pants, or wherever it is. So, this is a dirty mind over here. All right, where should we start the bidding?
Ro, how about we start the number, how about we start at an incredible number that can really get us going here tonight. Again, it's $500 for every single one of these vests. And so these gifts really need to add up tonight. So how about we start at $10,000? And I know that's a big number, but we make no apologies for asking for a gift this big, Ro, do we?
No, we make absolutely, oh my God, what happened to me? We make no apologies, and we bring the house lights up just a little bit so that we can see these people and we can see the ones that are hiding too.
That's right.
That's a really important thing.
Ro, I think what we need to do is a little paddle practice first. Is that okay?
Sure.
So you all have a bid paddle that you got when you came in tonight. Has a big black and white numbers on it. I need you to take those bid paddles and I need you to hold them up above your head, wave them around like they're on fire. I need everybody to do this right now. Participate with me, please, if you will. There's photographers around the room. This is their best shot of the night right here.
Right.
Because it looks like we're raising $1 million right now.
And this is the best trick of the night because you all just gave $10,000.
Yeah. Done and done. Drop your microphone, we'll go home. We'll go to the bar. All right.
Take it away.
So we're at $10,000, ladies and gentlemen. We need a couple of you in this room right here tonight at this $10,000 mark to really get us going and help us raise an incredible amount of money to make these vests possible for our finest, all right? So anybody in the room at all at $10,000, I only need one or two. Anybody at all right here in the front, bid paddle 511, got us going. Thank you so much at $10,000. That gets a high five. I've got somebody else in the back of the room over here, 505 at $10,000 as well. Hoorah, thank you so much. And right here, 456 at $10,000, my friend. That deserves a fist bump. Thank you so much. 456 at $10,000. Boys and girls, we've raised $30,000 in 30 seconds, but I'm greedy, and that's my job. Yes, that's all right. Make some noise for these amazing donors, all right? We're at $30,000, Ro. And my job is to be greedy now. I have to ask, is there anybody else in the room so improbably kind and irrationally generous that you would raise your bid paddle right now, right here, and say, I stand with Chicago's finest. I stand with our heroes with a gift one last time at $10,000. Hoorah! Right over here, bid paddle 222 at $10,000. We are cooking with gas, ladies and gentlemen. We're at $40,000 now. $40,000. We're on our way. All right. Ro, I think we can go ahead and move to our $5,000 level at this point.
Yes, we can move to $5,000 now. Just another proviso here. We are not opening this goddamn bar until we raise $100,000.
$100,000. The bar has been set on the bar.
You understand this now. And we've locked the doors. The mayor's taking names.
All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a few bid paddles in the air right now at $5,000. Here we go, bid paddle number 390. Thank you so much at $5,000. Let's get another one in the air right now, ladies and gentlemen, at $5,000. We only have this opportunity right here in the next 10 minutes or so to raise this $100,000 mark that Ro has put out for us. Is there anybody else in the room? This beautiful woman doesn't have a number, but we are going to track you down, all right? Yeah. So there's another $5,000. Hoorah. Thank you so much.
Just grab her driver's license. That's all you need.
Grab the driver's license, all right.
And a credit card, actually.
All right. And one more at $5,000. Thank you so much. Bid paddle 458, also at $5,000. I got my eye on you, all right? Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. Anybody else in the room at $5,000 right here, right now, to stand with our brave heroes in blue? Anybody at all at $5,000? I know it's a big number, folks, but we need to raise a lot of money so that we can protect these heroes, all right? Okay, let's go ahead and go now to $2,500, all right? $2,500 is your opportunity to make amazing things happen for our finest. 462 at $2,500. Thank you so much. And 282 at $2,500. Thank you. Who else at $2,500? Thank you, sir, over here. 521 at $2,500. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. We're raising money for as important a cause as there is. One more at $2,500. Anybody at all at $2,500 right here, right now. Not just one more, but two more. 316 at $2,500. Thank you very much. And 343 at $2,500. Thank you as well. Okay. Anybody else? My job is to ask and continue to ask. I don't have a problem with getting down on my hands and knees if I have to. All right? Anybody else at $2,500 one time and one time only? So far we've raised, get this, boys and girls, $69,000. All right? That's an amazing number. That's an amazing number.
You know what? I'm sorry. I got to stop right there. It's $67,500. I hate to do the accounting here. But we're only at 67.5.
67.5.
So does somebody want to throw 2,500 back out? Let's get an even 70,000. The faster you do it, the faster you get to the bar. Now remember that, people.
Hey, Ro.
One more right here. We got one more right here. There we go.
One more over here. 250 at $2,500. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Anybody else? Now,
I can smell the vermouth now.
I just had a special message over here. Bid paddle number 243, my good friend, has said he will give an additional $10,000. All right? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Chicago's men and women in blue, thank you. And thank all of you for raising your paddles so far. We've got a little bit of work to do still, Ro. All right, Ro.
Yeah.
What's our number now?
1,000? Oh,
no. What's our total?
$80,000.
80,000. All right. We're in the ballpark. All right. So $1,000. This is where I expect the cavalry will arrive. Let's see those bid paddles in the air right now. We're going to buy 2 vests at $1,000. 266 at $1,000. Thank you very much. 384 at $1,000. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. 268 at $1,000. 380 at $1,000 and 205 at $1,000. 394, thank you, at $1,000. Over here, 519 at $1,000 and 399 at $1,000. Let's see a few more bid paddles in the air. Right over here, 362 at $1,000 and 418 at $1,000. Yes, sir, 406 at $1,000. 331 at $1,000. Come on, babe, make some noise here. 370 at $1,000. 528 at $1,000. 265 at $1,000. Who else? Who wants to be our last $1,000 bidder? 291 at $1,000. Thank you so much. Hey, that was pretty fun, right? Let's make some noise, but we're not done yet. One more at $1,000. 423, and not to be outdone, 435 at $1,000 and 239 at $1,000. Who else? Anybody in the room at $1,000? All right. Now, Ro, how are we doing?
We're at $99,999. So we got to get past 100,000 here, people.
I think we're going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
No matter what gets done in the next 5 minutes, Ro is going to keep saying we're at $99,999.
Right. I'm taking everything as a penny right now.
All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 levels left. $500. Who can raise their paddle right here, right now at $500? We're getting going right here in the start. 361 in the front of the room. Thank you so much. And 459 at $500. 430 at $500. 258 at $500. 473 at $500. 336 at $500. 529 and 377 and 499 each at $500. 518 at $500 and 454 at $500. Get those paddles up in the air. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. 290 at $500. 393 at $500. 496 at $500. Thank you so much. 309 at $500. 285 at $500. 371 at $500. 230 at $500. 393 at $500. Who can join these amazing, generous individuals? 342 at $500. Every single $500 gift here purchases a vest to protect our police officers. All right? Every single $500 just did that. All right? And so I want to ask you right now, if you are thinking 250 is a number that's comfortable for me, would you please step up for your police and raise your paddle right here? Your last chance at $500. 464 at $500. 504 at $500. 453 at $500. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Our last 504, if I didn't get you already. 504, thank you. 249 at $500. 430 at $500, 535 at $500. Anybody else? Yep, way in the back of the room. Shout that out for me, brother. 308. Thank you so much. 308 at $500. 447 at $500. 275 at $500. Mayor, I apologize. I'm double vaxxed, but I'm spitting all over the place up here. So, all right. All deference.
We are offering boosters at the bar, by the way, if that incentivizes us getting out of here any faster.
My day job, I work at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. I'll be triple vaxxed soon. Have me back sometime. You're all safe, all right? Okay, so anybody else in the room at $500? Thank you so much to those who stepped up from $250 just now to $500. You made a world of difference. All right, so now let's go to that $250 level, and I'm going to ask those of you who think about $100 tonight to come in strong right here at $250. Who's going to put that paddle in the air right now at $250? Here we go. 281 at $250. 280 at $250. 262, thank you so much, at $250. 285 324 at $250, 339 at $250, 479 at $250, 472 at $250, 232 at $250, 524 at $250. Who else? Here we go. 256 at $250. Folks, make some noise for these folks as well. We are raising money right here, right now. 503, thank you, at $250. 365 at $250. 240 at $250. 223 at $250. Who else would like to stand with our men and women in blue at $250? 238, thank you so much, at $250. 206 at $250. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's root these folks on. Thank you, sir. 501 at $250. 466 at $250. Ro, are we over $99,999 yet?
Nope.
All right, we need a few more then at $250. Who's going to step up with us right here, right now, for our police, for our heroes at $250? Your last chance to get that paddle in the air right here, right now. 288, thank you so much, at $250. Anybody else? Last one. Yeah, thank you, sir. 234 at $250. Hoorah. Thank you. All right. How you feeling? How you feeling? Come on, Chicago. We got it better than that. How are you all feeling tonight? All right. All right. Okay, so our final level of the night, we have the opportunity to leave here feeling great about the contribution that we make to our police. Your last opportunity right here at $100. Make me spit some more. Make me get out of breath. Make me run all over this room. 392 at $100, 330 at $100, 405 at $100, and 372 at $100, 351 and 321 at $100, 364 at $100, 443 at $100, 442 at $100, 233 at $100, 497 at $100, 314 at $100. Make some noise. 470 at $100, 368 at $100, 381 at $100, 520 at $100 as well, 417 at $100. See, you all were like just waiting for me, right? All right, I saw paddles going up all over the place. 224 at $100, 420 at $100. We're buying vests right here, ladies and gentlemen. 376 at $100, 445 at $100, 433 at $100. Phil, what do you think? 318 at $100. Who else? Let's see a paddle in the air. I've got one way over here. 367 at $100, 483 at $100. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you feeling good about yourselves? Make some noise for one more $100 donor right here, right now.
One more.
Who is that $100 donor that's finally going to put Roe over $99,999? All right? Yeah, here we go. 525 at $100. There's your 100,000, Roe. Actually, Roe, I think you're going to tell me now what we're truly at.
I am going to tell you right now what we're truly at. We are at $115,500 right now.
Say that again.
$115,500.
115.5. Ro, that's an amazing number.
That is an amazing number.
I want you all to give yourselves some love right now. Give yourselves a hand. Turn to the person on your left or right. Give them a hand as well. But most importantly, our heroes, our men and women who walk the line every single night, give them a hand. What you just did something amazing for them. It purchased 230 vests.
Yeah, well,
that's amazing.
When you think about what we've done here tonight, and this is the most important thing, and I know Phil mentioned it just a little bit ago about the vests. It is $500 to us, cost of the vest. The vests expire every 7 years, so we are now on our second iteration, our second generation of officers who received our vests 7 years ago are now getting their new vests this year. So it's thanks to support of people like you, and this new generation of vest that's available is much lighter, much easier for them to wear, and it makes them much safer. So thank you for saving somebody's life or saving somebody's dad or mom. Chris, I want you to begin to unlock the doors just slightly. We're not 100% done. I know it seems like we should be done by now, but we're not. If I could just ask that we have Phil come back up. Where is Phil Klein? There he is right there. We have the Golden Vest Award, which is one of my favorite. It's the MTV Video Music Award and the Golden Vest Award are the two best awards in all of entertainment. And the Golden Vest Award goes to, as Phil's about to explain, it goes to supporters of this organization, supporters of the police, supporters of our community who step up with their dollars and their effort. That's the most important thing. And a lot of these people are sweat equity people. And Phil, why don't you come up and tell us about it? It's an entire family. This is the second time that we've honored a family for this award because there's more of them and they got more cash.
Thank you. I forgot to earlier, but I just want to point out that the special agent in charge of ATF, Christian Dettino, is here. Where are you at, Christian? Thank you very much for coming out and supporting your agents. And thank all you for all those wonderful donations for Get Behind the Vest. Clearly, the work we do would not be possible without the commitment and dedication from so many generous supporters. We are very grateful for those who help us deliver on our mission. Several years ago, we established the Golden Vest Award as a high honor bestowed upon civilian leaders who have supported the mission of the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation. This year's recipient of the Golden Vest Award is the Mullins family. The Mullins have generously supported the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, and that's why I'm so proud and honored to introduce this year's Chicago Police Memorial Foundation Golden Vest Award recipient, the Mullins family. Ed, Bill, Judy, Jackie, and Jean, please come up and accept your honor. David, could I ask you and the mayor to come up? Mayor, could you step?
Sorry. Come on, baby, stay up there.
Thank you all so much. God bless you. God bless you for everything you do for this department. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Chief.
God bless you all. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Oh, she was my roommate. She's the best. Oh, is that right? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I told you, pretty cool, right?
There's one short I want.
No, we're not sure.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right, ready? Yep. Thank you. No. You guys can go sit down. Really? Yeah. I really wish at times like this that I brought my Elton John shoes. My name is Ed Mullins, and I'm here to represent my brothers and sisters. It's really great to look out and see smiling and happy police. My past interactions with the police usually ended up with, will the defendant please rise? Thank you for introducing the family. I'm one of 11 brothers and sisters that own Mullins Food Products, which was recently sold to a company on the northwest side of Chicago, Newlywed Foods. I'll give a short encapsulated talk about Mullins. First of all, because the Valor Awards are a lot more important than what I have to say, but also because Nick Rohde only told me I was speaking 4 days ago. We have our roots in Chicago. We started as a bar at the corner of Costner and Madison. My grandfather started serving food along with the drinks, and barbecue sauce was the specialty. We had ribs, barbecue beef, typical Irish bar. It became a local favorite, and when people started asking for it, it started to sell over the bar. So they decided, all right, let's see what we can do with this. So they opened a small plant, 4022 West Lake Street, and then all of a sudden World War II came along. We are very proud of our parents. My dad was a fighter pilot, which is the top echelon of the Air Force. And he never really would talk about it. I was 15 years old when we found a thing out in a chest out in the garage after we moved to Westchester. And it was all about his exploits over Japan. And we went on a trip one time, and I knew it always bothered him. And when we were sitting there, we had to talk about it. He goes, Eddie, when you're a fighter pilot, you have 500-pound bombs on each wing. And then when we get over Japan, I didn't know where I was dropping them, but I always felt guilty because that was the incendiary bombs, which is the predecessor to napalm. And it really bothered him. He actually had some distress over it when we were older. And we had such great parents because they took big risks. I mean, our company is very highly rated, and when he moved out of the Chicago area, we took that plan out to Broadview, and early 60s, my dad had had a heart attack. My mother had to run the business, and we ended up finding our niche in the food business by accident. When my father went and got the Arby's roast beef, we started making Arby's sauce. So they may have the beef, but we have the sauce. So what happened is the store started opening drive-thrus. If we were a bottler, we actually started Sweet Baby Ray's. We did Robinson's Ribs. We did a lot of local business. But we could never compete once we got into the arena with the bigger bottlers. But because we were one of the first ones in on portion pack, we were that monster, because when we had Arby's and McDonald's, we were the ones buying most of the big films and coming off as, someone that really had an advantage in the area. Our parents are very generous. I'll never forget my dad's wake in 2004, and we spread out because it was a huge wake. We have 11 kids, and millions of people were there because the business, the suppliers, everybody. Well, after about 7 people came up to me that I didn't know, and I'm saying, like, well, what are you here for? And they're like, well, your dad paid for my college. I go, you gotta be kidding me. How much? All of it. So I went over to my mother, and I'm like, is this true? She goes, oh, yes, someday you must come over and read all the letters we get every year. And it was true. It was just something he would never bring up, talk about. My mother every year has something called Jones Angels, which is we find out in the western suburbs, families in need. We'll take over a gym. My sisters do all the work. And we'll buy presents for the adults, presents for the kids. They will pick out for each other. Then we'll wrap their presents up and move it along. I mean, during COVID, it was really terrible because the priests kept getting all these calls. Are they going to do it again? And we would have done it again. We're going to do it again this year. But it was just one of those things where I always thought what a generous, group they were. And some of my brothers and sisters have continued it, anonymously donating here and there. We also, I bring this up because I think there's opportunities for additional funds for the Remembrance Group. Our company, my sister Jackie is here, Jackie Stent, and we have a certain amount of money allocated for charity every year. This particular, what comes to Chicago Police, is out of my mother's funding. This has been a very easy sell for us. We had 8 groups, and I'm not going to claim that we had the Black Hawk alumni, but 8 groups golfing together in the tournament last year. We had 3 people that lived in Chicago. So this is an easy sell. I think that if you have a professional group, talk to your companies, and that's everybody from lawyers to food companies to whatever. If you can get on their annual funding, that creates a base that you can have your normal fundraising and build around. I really think that, especially the Remembrance Tournament, has a lot of opportunities there, and if we can ever help or participate, we will. In 1969, we started with the Arby's sauce, and I mentioned we found our niche in the business. Our larger accounts, the reason we've done so well is because we were really good. Arby's gives out what's called the Red Hat Award. It's for your top performers. And we were in the food group. We got it 3 times, and they finally told us, look, you guys outdo everybody. McDonald's has over 800 suppliers. We were in the top 1%. We got their top award too, so we were the 8th one. For McDonald's, we produced, we tried several programs, but the first one we ever had success on was 1978. We started doing the beefsteak, and we did a steak sauce, which allowed us to open a night crew, get things growing, get the family organized, because we were certainly a little bit crazy and had a lot of fun back then. For McDonald's, we produced McRib sauce, McNuggets, which we averaged over 4 million cups a day. Keep in mind, that's part of the US market, so their volumes really gave you an opportunity to become a big company. We also had a plant in South Africa and Mexico, but we're primarily known as a US supplier. The way we got in touch with the Chicago Police is through the Black Hawk alumni. Peter Marsh is here tonight. The Black Hawk alumni was put together to combine businessmen with the ex-hockey players. That's where they put them out to pasture. And when you got involved, it was because they wanted to find jobs for them. But what it evolved into was to provide college scholarships, and that's what we do to this day. It's usually like 15, 16 people in college. The funding comes, same as yours, from golf tournaments or whatever. But through the alumni, we were fortunate enough to meet Jeff Schaff. Jeff Schaff was played for a championship team. He retired last year as a lieutenant. He's right now down at Navy Pier. Nick Rohde, who's been great to us. He's very mean to me, but he's been, someone that really got us involved and got us going with the alumni, or with the remembrance. Chris Chelios is here. Chris has been at the last 8 tournaments, along with Reed Simpson, Brian Noonan. When the guys started showing up, and one time when he was singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game for the Cubs, although I know he's a Sox fan, he did it for the boys in blue. I want to point out some similarities between Gold Star families and the McDonald's Corporation. Nobody ever wants to be in a Gold Star. Nobody ever wants to be in a Ronald McDonald House. If you're in a Ronald McDonald House, you have a very sick child. The reason the houses are located right next to the hospitals is for the ease of the families to get over there, to get back, and they're spotless. The volunteers there are unbelievable. When you're local, we donate nationally, but when you're local with Ronald McDonald's, you get attached to for us, Loyola, Curie, University of Chicago. During the pandemic, we could only send food through catering because we weren't allowed in, obviously, but normally we would provide the food. So when you're providing it for our company, and so the suppliers took their turns, it was barbecue beef. One member of the family might do the desserts or the salads or whatever. But when all the food was served, it was time to leave and get out of the way because they're under stress, a lot of stress. I had the pleasure of attending the Soldier Fields event a month and a half, 2 months ago. Nick had us down there, and I can't tell you how impressed I was. Not just the ceremonies or anything, it was a beautiful night and all that, but the honor guards, everything. But what most memorable, a young, beautiful young girl, her name was Rebecca Marmolejo. I hope I didn't butcher the name. She made us a talk, and that's when I started to understand what you're all about. You have way more support than the financial support that goes out with the checks. We saw, with Officer French, we read about the $60,000, and we were very proud to be part of it in the background. But when she talked, it was about, here's the support you got. Here's the emotional support. Here's her now at Marquette University. More financial support. Terrible tragedy, but just like the Ronald McDonald houses, they're very necessary. I shouldn't get into this because I do live in the suburbs, but I just wanted to say something from a business point of view. If the CPD is doing their job, then they should get the support of elected officials, the courts, and the media. When you have people nitpicking at the bad apples, well, everybody has bad apples. Our company had bad apples. Your high school class had bad apples. We really need to emphasize the good things that are going on. When you live out in the suburbs and you're suddenly not going down to the city like you used to, whether it's for restaurants, the museums, John Hancock with the kids, that's taking money out of the coffers. That money is badly needed. The tax money pays everything. And imagine this, all of a sudden, the competition is very tough now for conventions, out-of-state tourism. You see people in southern Wisconsin, northern Indiana, that's our money that's going there. We need that back here. We need the support, compromise between the cities and back to Chicago PD. It's time for me to shut up. So in conclusion, which I know you're anxious to hear, I actually had a humorous little event. I was leaving town, going on vacation. I was out at Midway Airport, had my Chicago Remembered golf shirt on, and as I was walking by, one of the officers on duty motioned for me to come over. When I got over there, he goes, "I like your shirt, where'd you get it?" I said, "For one day a year, I have the most important job in the city of Chicago." He goes, "What's that?" I go, "My brother and I sponsor the beer cart at the Chicago Remembrance Tournament." He goes, "That is the most important job." Thank you for the honor. We appreciate it.
You know, I might have lied to you about the bar not being open and the doors being locked because I found a way to go get a drink. And I want to bring up Moishe Wolf, who is... You're not Moishe Wolf.
I wish I were Moishe.
Yeah, we all wish we were Moishe Wolf. And the one thing I can say, because I'm half Catholic, half Jewish, is the one thing that Jews and Catholics agree on other than me is vodka. So I want to bring the rabbi up, who's also he's also part of this incredible crew of folks, of people of the cloth who take care of the Chicago police and also, in some cases, some of the other law enforcement agencies here, including ours at the Cook County Sheriff's Office. So I cannot thank these men and the women who are part of this enough for what they have done, especially for these families. And we're going to do a presentation, actually, of quilts to it's a part of a tradition, a presentation of quilts to the families who have been affected by this as well. And Rabbi, would you like to give us a benediction? Oh, you'd like to? Are you sober?
Rabbi in training. Yeah, because the damn bar is closed. We'll make this quick. There's a program called Quilts for Cops, and Chaplain Honoree Selenica, a Chicago police officer of 20 years, who I am blessed to have had joined our unit a few years back. He is our liaison between CPD and this organization, nationwide organization called Quilts for Cops. And rather than me explain, he's far more well-versed. He's going to give you about a half-hour, 45-minute explanation of what Quilts for Cops does. Actually, a 30-second, 45-minute elevator spiel. You ready? And then we're going to present to those who were honored tonight with the batons and family members thereof to line up in front of the stage and receive the quilt that was made custom for you, and not just quilted by all kinds of volunteers who are into quilting, but prayed for as well. While they quilt, they pray for you and for your safety. Chaplain Honoree Selenica.
What we'd like to do is ask the officers to come up in the order they came up before and just accept their quilts.
I want to first thank everybody out here. And Father Dan actually gave the perfect analogy in terms of the assembly line. And one thing that comes to mind is one thing Muhammad Ali said, the champ, that service to others, the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And at his gravesite on his tombstone, the quote is similar, but it's for your stay in heaven. So all these officers have done their service and continue to do their service, just like our elected officials and all the upper brass and everybody in this room, and I thank you for that. So everybody has their stake in terms of the assembly line. And one thing, there are people out there that love you, that care for you. And I want to tell you about an organization called Quilts for Cops. Quilts for Cops started in 2016 in the state of Oregon by a retired dispatcher who happened to be married to also now retired sheriff. And so she saw within any profession that the probability of somebody getting hurt is more greater being a police officer. So she started a team of volunteers who willingly volunteer their time and money and also solicit donations as well. But it's a combination of everybody working together in that assembly line. And just recently, a few months ago, we started a chapter here in Chicago, and there was a retired evidence technician, and she's a quilter. So one thing I want to share with you is she sent me a text earlier, and I got to read this off because I think this just says it very well. And she's probably listening to live stream right now. And she states, "These brave men and women are so deserving of much more, but I hope they feel all the love that went into each and every quilt. And may these quilts offer some form of comfort for you all. God bless you." And we'll start presenting these quilts. Thank you. This is Officer Torres, and this is an example of one of the quilts that were made by Quilts for Cops, and actually this one was made from our volunteers in Chicago. And one thing that's unique for a Chicago quilt is for all you officers, is look for that distinctive heart that's going to be etched in there. Just for the sake of time, I think everybody knows their story. If we can just kind of hold up our quilts, because I know people probably want to go home and we don't want to overburden everybody. But we want to thank you, everybody, for being out here. God bless. Want to thank everybody with Quilts for Cops and just everybody in the assembly line. And that's such a great analogy, Father Dan, that you brought forth this evening. And God bless you all, and we hope that this brings comfort to all of you. Thank you very much.
What an amazing, amazing organization. Thank you very much. We're about halfway through the show. We are almost done. But Kenyatta Gaines is here, and if you've had the opportunity, please come on up here, officer. If you had the opportunity to be at any of our events and heard Kenyatta do the national anthem or any other songs, you are in for quite a treat, and then we're going to close off this evening right after this.
Every fire, you're there to answer the call. When there's trouble, you're there to answer the calls. When there's trouble, you're the hero of us all. Fear may find you from days behind you when you're on your way. Don't get discouraged, find your courage. You will save the day, my brothers in blue. My brothers in blue. Say this one's for you. Keep fighting forward, let love take over. Father, times get harder, searching for the truth. Just go the distance to make that difference, and you'll know what to do. My brothers in blue, my brothers in blue, say this one's for you. Keep fighting forward, let love take over, united in truth. My sisters in blue, well, this one's for you. Respond with compassion, let love happen, it'll guide us through. And when the weight of this world just seems too much to bear, look over your shoulder, your blue family will be there. We're saying, hold on, I won't let you go. Hold on, I won't let you go. You hold on. Just hold on, I won't let you go. Hold on, I won't let you go. You can make it, come on. My brothers in blue, this one's for you. You keep fighting forward, let love take over, united in truth. My sisters in blue, this one's for you. Respond with compassion, let love happen, it'll guide us through. It'll guide us through. Love will see us through. We'll just keep fighting forward, let love take over, united in truth. Thank you, CPD.
Kenyatta Gaines. Rabbi, lead us out with prayer, and then we're opening the bar officially. People can run like hell to it. Sorry.
Real briefly, if anybody ever had the pleasure of working with Officer Kenyatta, when she makes an arrest, she sings the Miranda rights. It's just beautiful. Before we close, 2 short points. First of all, congratulations. God bless you to our honorees tonight. Our department, our city is grateful for your sacrifice. God bless you. Thank you for being you, and thank you for going out there and doing God's work. Let's give them a round of applause. Go ahead, you can stand and give them a round of applause. They deserve it. God bless each and every one of you. And second of all, Madam Mayor, Superintendent, on behalf of our city, thanks to each and every one of you out there. We couldn't do without your support, financially, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for being there for the police department. We appreciate it. God bless you. You may be seated. I have a 30-second presentation to make. The superintendent called me in the beginning of the week. I don't know if you've seen it, but Father Dan Brand gave a beautiful, beautiful prayer vigil, gave a beautiful speech, and they did an interview, and they introduced him as Rabbi Moshe Wolf. The superintendent called me over. He says, Rabbi, what's that all about, and how are we going to correct it? I said, what would you like me to do? Watch this. And this is compliments to the superintendent. Father Dan, you want to show up? The superintendent said, you know, make a yarmulke with the father's name on it, and this way they'll know exactly who it is. Put it on. Father Dan Brand.
I love it. Thank you. It hides the bald spot.
He says it hides the bald spots. I'm not going to keep you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close this beautiful ceremony, We pause to thank God for giving us the privilege of being able to gather here. We know being able to gather after the last year and a half, we know is a privilege and a blessing from God. So we close in words of our tradition. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine his countenance upon you, be gracious to you. May God bless you with peace and always keep you in his loving care. We say a special prayer for our brothers and sisters presently working the streets and those overseas fighting for our freedom. Please, Lord, bring them home safely to the loved ones at the end of the tour of duty. And let us say, amen.
The bar is open. You can also address, if you want to address the screens here, as you're going to the bar, there's some Chicagoans and former Chicagoans who also want to say thank you to everybody tonight. And again, thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Superintendent, for being here. Have a great evening.
Hey guys, Fabio Viviani here. I just want to say a few words and a big thank you to the brave men and women of the Chicago Police Department. I, Chef Fabio Viviani, stand with all of you guys. Thank you for your services, thank you for your protection, and thank you for trying to keep our neighborhood safe.
Hello, I'm Bill Curtis with a shout out to the Chicago Police Department to let you know that at least somebody loves you and needs you. Protect and serve. We'll be thinking of you.
Hey, everybody. No, it's not Tony La Russa or Jose Abreu. It's Dennis DeYoung, a former singer and keyboardist in the rock band Styx. Southside! Yeah. So my buddy Ro Khan has asked me to give you guys a shout out here because, good grief, you guys do one of the hardest jobs in the world, all in an effort to protect the citizens of Chicago from harm. Every day you go out there, you risk your lives. So on behalf of my family, I say thank you. We need you. We absolutely do. And please be safe.
The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, like first responders, they do the most important work at the most difficult life moment. They aid fallen heroes' families and help others in need. Right now, that is more needed than ever. Thanks to the foundation, and thank you who wear the uniform and serve.
Want to send out a big thank you to our law enforcement there in Chicago. We appreciate you. We know you lay your lives on the line every day for us. We appreciate it. Can't thank you enough. I pray for your safety and your families. Appreciate what you guys do. And ladies, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hi, it's Dave Ennett, former Chicago Bear Ted Albrecht, calling Northwestern football for WGN Radio. And we want to thank the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation for giving us the opportunity to tell them how much we appreciate the brave men and women of the Chicago Police. We love you all. We got your back.
Hey, it's Eddie Volkman, longtime radio guy, Eddie and Jobo. I just want to say thank you to the men and women of the Chicago Police Department for all you do, for all you've ever done. It's got to be one of the hardest jobs in the world. Bravery beyond belief. Thank you for everything. You've rescued me and my other radio friends a lot of times, but all the best to you and to those that have given their life. God bless them.
Hi, my name is Israel Adonijay. I wanted to send just a big thank you to the men and women that serve this incredible city. We love you. We appreciate you for giving of your hearts, your time, your energy every day to keep us safe and protected. And to all the men and women, the people that support this incredible community, we love you. We thank you. We appreciate you as well. Bear down.
Hi, we're the band Chicago. We wish to honor Chicago's fallen officers and their families, and to thank the entire Chicago Police Department for risking their lives every day to keep the city safe. Amen.
To all the officers of the Chicago Police Department, this is Eddie Olczyk, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of my family. Thank you very much for all you do on a daily basis. We are with you. We are praying for you. I know it's been a tough go here the last 10 plus months with 13 of your brothers and sisters shot in the line of duty. And of course, condolences on Officer French that we all lost this past August. We are with you. We love you. We stand next to you. And I look forward to meeting all of you somewhere down the road. God bless you all. Stay safe. And again, thank you very much for all you do every single day. And thank your families as well.
This is Coach Dave, former Coach Dave Wanstead, the Bears, and I am right downtown Chicago, right where I live here. And I am just reaching out. I'm honored to do this, to say a few words to the men and women of the Chicago Police Department that deserve so much credit for making me feel safe night and day, knowing that you're out there working, doing your job, the best of your ability to protect the citizens of this city. And it doesn't get said enough. And I know that that this occasion of getting together here to honor the 13 officers that have been shot and unfortunately, Officer French, just so sad, so tragic, that know that, hey, prayers are out to you. I appreciate everything that all you do, day in and day out, and keep the faith and press on. People appreciate it.
Hey, this is Billy Gardell, and you guys know me better as Officer Mike Biggs of the Chicago Police Department. Chicago, 2-3 times. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for being involved in this wonderful memorial fund for the CPD. It does so many wonderful things. It takes care of the families for officers who gave the ultimate in the line of duty. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of this, and please give charitably. God bless.
To those officers and Chicago Police Department, all my respect, all my love, and my sincere thanks for what you guys do for us. To all the ladies, the men and women to represent the Chicago Police Department, God bless you guys. Continue to work, and it's not an easy job, but I know you guys do the best. To all my people in the police department, all my love.
Hey, it's Ryan Schiaverini from Windy City Live. I just want to say thank you to all of the men and women who protect us, who serve our community, who give so selflessly, and thank you to all of the families. Some officers have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We will never forget. We will always be thankful, and we are thinking of you. Sending love and prayers.
Hey, I'm Shannon Spake with Fox Sports. I just wanted to say thank you to all the hardworking men and women of the Chicago Police Department. Thank you for keeping us safe. I'm going to be running the Chicago Marathon, so I'll make sure to say hello to you guys and certainly give you guys a big thanks. And if you see me come by, just go ahead and give me a wave. So again, thank you so much for all that you do.
Hi, this is Wayne Metzmer of the Chicago Cubs and Chicago Wolves professional hockey team, with a message to the men and women of the Chicago Police Department. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for keeping us safe. May God bless you, and stay well.
All right, hey, it's your buddy Carrot Top. Just want to say hi to all the men and women of Chicago Police Department. Thank you for everything you do. You know, I have an easy job. You don't have an easy job. And what you do for everyone in Chicago and all across the world is unbelievable. This song I picked out just for you guys tonight for Chicago. Here we go. Ready? Oh, wait, that's Boston. Wait, that's Boston. Wait,
We go hide away in daylight. We go undercover, wait up the sun. Got a secret side.